Let them speak. Review. Patterns 4. Please repeat or answer. What can you eat? Where could she go? When have they slept? When can't she come back? Where have they been sleeping? Who hasn't been reading? Who should he see? Shouldn't he have left it? Where have they gone? Who has she met? Who would like to take it? Who would like to take it? Would she like to bring it? Who have you got to see? Hasn't she got to practice? What have they got to study? Haven't they got to drive there? Who would like to eat that? Would you like to meet her? What has she done? Where have they been working? Who would like to finish it? Shouldn't he have done it? Who should have done it? Where has she slept? Who has traveled? Who has been lying? What has she begun? Where haven't they eaten? Hasn't he read it? Who has gotten the food? Who has eaten? Who should have eaten? Who has been eating? Who couldn't understand? What has he got to write? When has she got to get there? Have you played there? Haven't you practiced? What have you made? Who would you like to go with? What has she written? Should she have opened it? Who should have closed it? When would you like to eat? Where have they met him? Who made supper? Haven't you told her? Can't she help him? Who should have said that? Have they been working? Who has been cooking? Should you have made it? Can't he type? Where has she got to use the computer? Wouldn't she like to do it? Couldn't they take it? Shouldn't he have lifted it? Who has been sleeping there? Where has he stayed? Where has she been staying? Where should you have stayed? Couldn't she help him? When should he have left? Has she left? Who hasn't left? Who has been eating lunch? Wouldn't you like to eat supper? Should he have taken the bus? What would she like to drink? What has she bought? What has she taken there? Who has bought it? Should they have bought it? When should she have come back? Where would they like to go back? When has she been talking to him? Who should buy it? Should he have bought lunch? What can't she tell him? Who has been sleeping? Where can he fix it? Who should meet them? Hasn't he been reading? Haven't they got to remember that? What can't she do? Who should have made it? Hasn't he made lunch? Wouldn't he like to continue? Who would like to go back? Who has danced with her? Who have they met? Where has she got to sign it? Should they have taken a taxi? Wouldn't you like to tell him? Who has known that? What would you like to know? Couldn't she help him? When should he have left? Has she left? Who hasn't left? Who has been eating lunch? Wouldn't you like to eat supper? Who has been eating lunch? Who have they met? Where has she got to sign it? Who can't live there? Who would like to sing it? Who has been singing? Who has met her? Haven't you told her? When has she eaten? What would you like to cook? Who couldn't believe it? Where can't she attend school? Who has taken a taxi there? What should he have taken? Where should they wait? Who has been waiting? Who has talked to her? Where have they been teaching? Who can't understand it? Who has understood it? Who should have thought about it? Where has she got to take him? Who has taken her there? Has she been driving there? Who has driven the car? When have they gone back there? Who has come into the house? Who should have eaten it? What have they eaten? Where should you take them? Who couldn't believe you? When should they leave? Where would they like to live? Who has got to bring that? What has he been carrying? What has she taught? What can he teach? What should you have learned? What have they learned? Who has been teaching her? When hasn't she done that? Who hasn't made supper? Who hasn't been taking lunch to work? Wouldn't they like to meet them? What hasn't he written? Who has written to her? Where have they been eating? Who hasn't got to do that? Who should tell him? Where should he be? Where have you been? Who has got to be there? What have you been thinking? Who would like to be there? When would he like to come back? Shouldn't they read it? Hasn't he sat there? Who has been standing there? Who could bring that? Couldn't he finish it? Who has he been talking to? Where couldn't he teach? Who would like to learn? Wouldn't they like to be there? When has she got to return it? Wouldn't you like to dance? Who has been talking? Where would they like to bring that? Can't she finish it? Where should they go to walk? Who has been cooking? When has she got to go to sleep? Couldn't she go to sleep? When would you like to go to sleep? When could he do it? Hasn't he done it? Where have they slept? Who has been playing? Who should he talk to? Where have they gone? Who would they like to see? Where would you like to drink beer? Who has drunk beer there? What has she found? Where have they been resting? What has he built? Who has taught that? What have you been listening to? What have you heard? When should she have contacted him? Where have they put it? Who couldn't get it? Where should they have brought it that? Who can make lunch today? What has she eaten? Who has been eating? Who shouldn't have borrowed it? Who hasn't got to do it? Where haven't they got to send it? Haven't they got to rest?